complete the land processing procedure. And unless they've got that tax clearance certificate, unless they've got all of their documents, they really ought not to even be starting to sell any land. It could take a week, it could take a month, it may never happen at all.
I mean, so many Blaxit subscribers have got land here. But I'm here with none other than Bow Saeed Abu Bakr, the happy companion. So for everybody whose land documents I'm processing, for whose purchasing development permits or land purchase, I, hand on my heart say I'm really sorry for the delay. Arrangements today to organize his physical planning as well and going through the process. So hopefully we'll be following Saeed while he's doing his process. So this is going to be fun.
Now, we were given a stern warning because we were trying to get an idea of what the tax was going to cost for the land that we bought at Jambangeli. And apparently there's a tax office at Brusaby that would be responsible for their tax. But as a general rule, the sister was advising that we ought not to buy from estate agents. Now, that's probably really peculiar advice from those of us who are coming in from America or Canada, yeah, because you would expect that if there's a safe outfit to buy from, it would be the estate agents. But apparently the estate agents over here are known to sell land to foreigners, land that they don't own. When they say they don't own it, it means they haven't got the clearance for the land. So what we need to do to ensure that the land that we are buying, the estate agents have clearance for, we have to ask them to show us their capital gains revenue certificate.
Yeah.
It's a income tax clearance certificate.
Yes.
This is what they need to show us as evidence that they own the land that they are selling. If they can't show you an income tax clearance certificate, it means they haven't paid the tax, and if they haven't paid the tax, then the land is not yet cleared for sale. Okay, so that sister hopefully has saved a lot of us a lot of headache. We now need to go to African Properties and make sure that we get a copy of their tax clearance certificate. All right, family. More love. Do you have a problem with Jambangeli?
Jambangeli, no. Just
what's the problem?
The problem is I spoke to the African Properties. They told me that they are working on their transfers to make it complete. They already have their clearance from physical plan. Yes, the approved one. They showed me, I saw it, I have a copy with that. Now they are working on the official transfer and the payment of the GRA, that's a capital gain tax, the signature and the stamp of the alkali and the SEFO and their rates and tax. Finally, they will bring it to area council here opposite my office. The CEO will endorse their transfer. So if the transfer is completed, everybody is free. We just get the copies attached and get your papers approved on the Department of Physical Plan.
Excellent. Okay, now we are at African Properties, and it's part of a very important part of the whole land purchasing process, because they now need to show us their documents and give us an assurance that they have all the documents that's needed so that we can complete our documents. And as we heard from our tax lady, quite often as these estate agents don't complete the land processing procedure, and unless they've got that tax clearance certificate, unless they've got all of their documents, they really ought not to even be starting to sell any land. So yeah, we heard from Alasana, our papers are held up because, African Properties need to process their papers and get their clearance, and then we can get our clearance. So it's a bit like buying a property from someone, I suppose, who needs to get a mortgage, and you've already put a deposit on their house, and they haven't got their mortgage yet, so they can't move, and you can't move till they sort themselves out. It could take a week, it could take a month, it may never happen at all. So anyway, we're going to talk to the chief executive and find out how they're getting along with this process. Okay, so we've just seen the general manager here at African Properties. We're going to come back in an hour to speak with the chief executive, who should be able to give us some further assistance on this. But, you know, we're hearing that their paperwork is all in hand, and Hammond Job is the one that's handling it. So we're getting there, inch, we're getting there.
One nation,